Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the channel. My name is Rivka. Today we are going to talk about fibromyalgia, or as I call it, the secret pain, the secret inflammation. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to try and do it in a couple of videos because I don't think we're going to fit it all in one. And what I'd like to do is give you remedies and ways of what you need to do in order to be able to have a full, wonderful life. And I will say that that sort of sensitivity, which feels like our body is weak or unresponsive, is actually our strength. And it's our strength because the body speaks very clearly. People that have that sort of element, that they are have pain coming here and there everywhere, there's inflammation around the nervous system, a lot of the nerve endings or along the nerve, it feels like, or it looks like as if the coating of the nerve is thinner, and therefore they feel everything. It's actually shows the person's sensitivity, and it tells you that the body is telling you need to live differently. And it's very difficult, I know, because people have to get up in the morning and go to work and do all that sort of stuff. And that's why I'm decided to do this video, because I had quite a few calls of people that are suffering, and the only relief is painkillers or anti-inflammatories or other horrible things that really actually do the opposite. In the end, they destroy our body. So I'm coming from a different point of view. I'm coming from the point of view of first listening to the body and finding out what are the things that we should not touch, and it goes from thoughts to food. Some people shouldn't have wheat. It's really not very easy on the digestive system, even if you are not an intolerant, particularly to gluten. It's very heavy it creates mucus, and anyone who has that sort of sensitivity and suffer from those pains and inflammation, then that's not a very good thing for it. The body needs a lot of nourishment, but people don't really understand what it is to nourish the body. And also the body needs a lot of movement, exercise, stretches. I tell people, if you can jump on a trampoline for 1 minute, and it's not jumping but actually walking on the trampoline for 1 minute and then bouncing gently for 1 minute, that will really be good for the lymphatic system. So get a trampoline that has straps in it. It does not have to be expensive. And another movement is get yourself a nice long stick or something like this where you can swivel it around and do gentle movement, but they get the whole body to actually move, which is very, very important, and it's gentle. You can do yoga, you can swim if that's what you like, or bicycle. Do not run or jog. That's not very easy for the body. And even walking fast and stuff, that's not going to help as much as the other things, at least not in the beginning, at least not until you get everything under control. All right, so what I'm going to go and do is I'm going to show you a variety of things that you must have in your kitchen, because that will help you with the inflammation and with the pain. And then we'll talk some more. So we'll start from here. This is the first and most important things you need to do if you are suffering. So there's a herb called yarrow. There's a herb called horsetail. And there's a herb called thyme. Very simple herbs. You can find them almost anywhere. I buy them from this main place, but like I said, I don't have an affiliation with any of them, so you get whatever you want. Anything I show you here, even if you see certain places, or I don't, yeah, it's nothing to do with me. I'm just showing you what I've got, so it's easy for me to explain what you need. All right, so you take those 3 herbs and you mix them together in a jar. Very important to mix them together really, really well. You then take a spoon of that mixture, or a spoon and a half. I've got my spoon like that. You get it like this. You put it in a strainer. So here's the strainer. You put boiling water on top, and you let it sit for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then you drink it. You need, when you're starting, you need 9 cups a day or 8 cups a day. That means that it's probably better for you and cheaper to get a thermos, have a strainer on top of the thermos, put 4 cups, or one of those things that you can put in the thermos, 4 spoons of the mixture, put the boiling water, close the thermos and let it sit there, and then drink it during the day. The 4 spoons will be enough for the whole thermos, which if you have a big thermos, it's like 8 cups. If you want to do 1 cup at a time, then it's a spoon per cup. You can add a little bit of honey into it if you like. That's fine. All right, so those are the most important herbs you need. Yarrow does everything with hormonal inflammation, balances. It's an amazing herb that you need to take every day. Horsetail helps with the silica and the connective tissues, and also helps that connector around the nerves as it to become stronger. And thyme is definitely for inflammation and infection and all that sort of stuff. Those are the most important things that you need to do. That's the beginning. You start from that. If you start from that and you do the 8 cups, that's a beginning. All right, I will continue with other things, but I want to tell you that that is your base. If you start with this, even if you didn't do anything else, you'll probably already feel a difference after about a month. But if you do all the other stuff and more, then of course it'll be faster. All right, there's another herb that is really wonderful and needs to be taken, is called stinging nettle. Now you will notice that it's very, very green. It's very, very full of amazing things. And of course, each herb you can read on the internet, and you can do your own research. No problem. Because I had so many people asking, I decided that I'll do a couple of videos and then I can virtually give it to people, because otherwise I keep repeating and sometimes I forget. Okay, this is moringa. I have my own moringa trees, which are right now a little bit suffering from the frost. And moringa, you take at least half a teaspoon a day. The stinging nettle, you can add to your mixture after you've had it for at least a month without adding the stinging nettle. But you can take it separately. You can put the stinging nettle in your soup. You can put the stinging nettle in quiches and stuff like this. It's very, very good. What I do is I get a whole heap of herbs and I dry them, and then I crush them into this powder. And I put in here comfrey, I put stinging nettle, I put rocket, I put a little bit of virtually anything I can find that's green and wonderful that is available. I mix it in, dry it in the dryer, and then I turn it into powder, and so I can put it in all my food. I can add green stuff, which is amazing, and it's very, very helpful. All right, we'll continue. Right, so here I've got a bottle of Swedish bitters. As you notice, it's my own bottle. That's because I make my own Swedish bitters, and so it's just I found it that I like the taste better of the stuff that I make. Swedish bitters, you need to take at least a spoon a day, and what I do is the morning and the afternoon or something like this, when you take your cup of yarrow, horsetail and thyme, I add half a teaspoon of Swedish bitters, and the same in the evening or in the afternoon. So that way I have my whole spoon. Again, that you do that for the first month, and then you can take it down a bit. You don't have to do it forever. My next thing here is golden seal. Golden seal, you see, it's very golden, it's beautiful. Very, very, very bitter. You take that only when you have acute pain and acute inflammation. So when that happens, you take 20 drops of golden seal at least 3 times a day, and you need to take it for at least a week. Right. I've got here some oils. I like the DoTERRA, but they're expensive, so you don't have to use them. I use rosemary a lot because it is a really good herb to bring up the serotonin, to make me happy. If you have other smells that you like, use that. I use it in my hair to keep my hair growing well. I use it in a mixture of oils that I make for my face. I use it in different things. I use On Guard. It's a good mixture, but again, you can mix your own. You can buy the herbs, the different one, and mix your own. You don't have to buy this. I just was lucky that I found it in a really good price. So I use that a lot if I feel any cold or flu or anything coming. So that's I add it to a little bit of the tea, like a drop here and a drop there in my tea during the day, and that really, really helps. All right, this is a paste that's made of milk thistle. If you look on the internet, milk thistle, the one with the yellow flowers, I might even put a picture of it in the posts, so you see what milk thistle is. I collect a lot of milk thistle, and then I boil it gently, and I boil it for a long time, and then I squeeze it all out, and I continue boiling it until it turns into paste. And that paste, I only need a very little amount, about that much, in one of the cups, and it's a painkiller. And it's much better for you than any other painkiller that you can find in the market. Incredible stuff. Doesn't taste very nice. Smells horrible, but fantastic stuff. So I recommend that you make your own, or buy milk thistle and just have, milk thistle in your tea. It's very, very good. Now, this stuff is also an amazing thing. It's called, I call it mamio. It's, you see it here? It's that resin. Here we go. And you don't need a lot. Again, you take it mostly when you have aches and pains around your bones or those hard tissue in the body. And you only need about half a teaspoon of that. You can just put it in your mouth and swallow it. And you would take it if you have pains at particular, you take it twice a day. If you right now having a lot of pain, then just take it for a couple of weeks. It'll be fine. It'll be good. And then when your pains stop, then do it again. Have it in your cupboard, because if there is suddenly a change in weather or something that happens and that you feel like you need support, this is really good to have. The next one I've got is propolis. Now again, I made my own propolis, but you can buy propolis in every pharmacy, and that comes from the propolis is that glue that bees glue their hive together. It's amazing antibacterial and antifungal and all sorts of stuff. So I would recommend that you have it in your cupboard, and if you feel there's a little bit of a cold coming or anything like this, you have it available, so you can straight away take 10 to 12 drops 3 times a day. I know you have to write it all down, and sometimes you need to take a little bit of stinging golden seal and a little bit of the on guard and a little bit of this. You have to take it all. That's okay. You take it all because you need to be strong. Now, another very, very important thing that you should have in your cupboard and you should use every day is the humble bicarb. I have a big filter for my water, and I put a spoon of the bicarb at the bottom in the drinking part, and every time I fill up the thing, I add a little bit more, and I make sure that the water is well alkaline. You want your body to be alkaline, not acid, and bicarb really helps with that. You can use it as a paste. You can use it in your bath. If you're very lucky and you have a bath, you put a few spoons of bicarb in the bath and you have a bath. If you have pains and aches in your kidneys and joints and stuff like this, you sit in the warm bath. You don't have to have a full bath. Don't bring it all the way up to your heart. Just bring it up to sort of under the breast to warm up and put bicarb. And I would also recommend that if you're having a bath, you put a little bit of Swedish bitters and a little bit of horsetail tea in your bath. Very, very good. All right. Something that is very nourishing and very important is cocoa beets. I will have it on a fruit salad. I will have it in the cakes that I make. I will have it as just nibbles if you like the taste. It depends. But if you have a mixture of nuts and stuff like this, you can put it in. And every day you should have at least a quarter of a teaspoon of this. Very strengthening, bringing up your energy level and helps you to cope with what's happening around the world. It's great stuff. All right. Another one, it's called bee pollen. And now I know that some are vegetarians and some are vegans. Some don't want to eat anything that comes from, animal product. I don't judge. Everyone has to do his own thing, his own research, and what's good for you, for your body. I have no problem if you're a meat eater, a fish eater, vegan, as long as you don't eat each other. Okay, so this, if you are using that, use a teaspoon a day for a while and then take it down to half a teaspoon a day. Same thing, it's just you have it up to start off with. You put everything much higher and then you play with it. There's times in your life when you think, oh, I need more nourishment. Other times then you forget about it and it sits in the cupboard, and that's fine. All right, our calcium and magnesium and all that sort of stuff. Best way is to go with the tahini. I don't know what different people, like and where they come from and all that sort of stuff. So I like it with lemon and a little bit of garlic, and you add lemon, garlic, water, mix it all together, and you get this lovely sauce. A bit of salt as well, of course, and I think it's delicious. Other people like it sweet. Other people like it with nothing. All good. I'm going to show you this beautiful little bird who decided to come and say hello to us while we are doing this. Okay. Next thing, I know it's a lot of information, and that's why I decided that I will do this today, and then on Sunday I will talk about it as in meditations and more about the exercises and stuff like that. Great. All right, nourishing things. Oats. Oats is a very nourishing substance. It's important to have oats. I put it in the soup, and I don't particularly like porridge, so I can have it a bit of muesli, or I can have it in the soup. Or what I do a lot of the time is I take the oats, I put water on top of it, mix it up, let it sit, then I squeeze as much as I can out of it, and I just drink the thing itself. And it's if I warm it up a bit, it becomes a bit thicker. It's really nice. It's a little bit, like a nice warm drink. Now I've got here pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. Now all the nuts, any nuts that you like, make a mixture of nuts and have a little bit every day. Very, very good for you. Very important. But those two are especially important. They're not actually nuts. Pumpkin seeds come from pumpkin. And funny enough, pumpkin is a hollow vegetable, which for the thin sufferers, pumpkin is not the best unless it's roasted with some oil and stuff like this. But to eat pumpkin like cooked in water, not necessarily very good. But the pumpkin seeds are amazing. Sunflower seeds have gold inside them. Very, very good to have. Okay, so we've done all those things. You can always rewind. I'm just going to talk to you about one more thing. As we talked about the bicarbonate soda and how you need to alkaline, I'm just going to talk about one more thing, which is how to brush your teeth. Because your mouth has the capacity to decide if what's going into your belly is going to be really good. And many people have dental problems or had been to a dentist, and particularly with this inflammation, it goes sometime different things are happening, and dentists take tooth out or put fillings in that you shouldn't have or do whatever. It's difficult. But we can actually look after ourselves very well. So you take bicarbonate soda, you take salt, okay, you take hydroxyapatite, I don't know how to say that even, and you take xylitol. And I also use dry sage. I powder it and mix it together. Now, xylitol look like this. It's very sweet. Where is it? It's very, very sweet. Salt, you know what salt look like. Bicarbonate soda. Here is a mixture of bicarbonate soda, salt, and hydroapatite. Now, I don't mix this mixture with this mixture in the same thing, because the xylitol tend to, if there's a bit of moisture in the air, or if it's you have it in the bathroom, suddenly you realize that it becomes gloggy. It's annoying, and your toothbrush looks like hell. So what I do is I take the toothbrush and I sprinkle that on the toothbrush after I wet it, and then I take this and I sprinkle, and I usually do it over a different dish. So I sprinkle, so whatever comes out comes in here, and I brush my teeth, and then I put it back in here and brush my teeth again, rinse it, not too much. Sometimes I even put a little bit of the xylitol in my teeth and chew it a bit before, and that's after I rinse my mouth. Now you also have to do string between the teeth, but that's, again, each one does it his own way. So in order to alkaline your mouth, and when you go to sleep you want an alkaline mouth, so it can heal and not actually become acid and full of plaque, you need to use things that are alkalining. Xylitol, bicarb, hydroapatite, salt. Mix them together. You can put a little bit of peppermint. You can even dry some peppermint and stick that in if you like, for the smell. You can have a really nice mouth rinse if you have a mixture of those four things: the salt, the xylitol, the bicarb, and the hydroapatite. If you mix those four things with a couple of drops of peppermint oil, particularly if it's a datura oil, they seem to mix well in the water. You mix it all together and you can make it into a really nice mouthwash, which, that's for people that like to rinse their mouth and use a mouthwash. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful. This is the first video. Like I said, we will do another video on Sunday, hopefully. And on the video on Sunday, we'll talk about meditation, how we're looking after our body, what we need to do, and we'll go back to the different exercises. I might even show you what I've got. That's it. I hope you have a really, really carefree and smiley and wonderful weekend. I love you lots, and we'll talk again. Bye for now.